What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic CM. It's episode number 20. And we're starting today's episode with Coughlin coming to us and saying, "It's fantastic you're picking me so often, boss. Very pleased with the game time he's had so far. I have been throwing him in the first 11 in quite a lot of games, despite the fact he's still quite lowly rated, at just 66 overall, because I just want a youth player, you know, coming out of the academy to make a bit of a name for himself in this series. That's kind of what we're lacking at the moment. You know, we're doing things very realistically in the save. I think that's working really, really well. The timeline of progression, I would say, is very natural and very realistic. It's been very enjoyable. It's been a great team to build thus far. We've still got a long way to go, but at the moment there is just one thing that is lacking from our first team, and that is a youth player coming through the ranks and proving himself amongst the first team boys. As I said before, you know, it's one of the best ways to make a career mode save fun, no doubt about it. Lots of you guys give me tips for, you know, how to make the saves last longer, how to make them more enjoyable, how not to get bored of them quicker, and how to make sure that they're fun and unique. And to me, that is the biggest tip I can give you. The youth players, they make the save your own, and at the moment we're lacking that. Hopefully Coughlin can be that guy. They started this game against Leicester right at King Power on the back of a 1-0 loss to Arsenal. Took lead through Callum Wilson doing it once again, still one of the top scorers in the Premier League, but James Maddison would level things with the Foxes. And then 5 minutes after the restart, Kelechi Iheanacho, the former Man City striker, runs clear and drills it in past Nick Pope. That's the one thing though that I'm noticing with my centre back so far in this year's save. Obviously Shaloba's got a bit of a pace when he plays, but for the most part our centre backs, Ben Mee, James Tarkowski, the young lad Coughlin, if Ben Gibson gets a chance as well. Again, only Shaloba really has a bit of pace, and I like to play a high defensive line in FIFA. It can be very detrimental to my play at times when I'm playing up against a pacey striker. And against a team like Leicester, they do like to play in behind. So, yeah, lost the game by 2-1. I'd say now it's basically over as well. I've been talking about it briefly and saying, oh, well, you know, there's still a chance. But let's be honest here, we dropped down to 10th place. We've lost our favourite place in the table, 9th. And, yeah, as you can see, we're 13 points off Everton in 5th place. And I think we're, 11 points off Arsenal in 7th as well. As we know, you know, 6th and 7th can give you the Europa League in FIFA, depending on cup qualification. Or let's just say cup winners, if you will. But I think it's all but over now. We've got about 10 or 11 games to go. We're in the business end of the season. The form's been pretty inconsistent. I think it's over now. But again, I'll reiterate this, like I've been saying all throughout the course of the season, that a European place in Season 2... bored. Come on, man. That is way too ambitious. I mean, seriously, you think we can, you know, because again, don't forget, 5th is the only place that they count as a European spot. You think we can break up the traditional Big Six in Season 2 with this team? That was always going to be a very tough task for me. And yeah, there have been some games where I've let it slip and thrown away points, especially that Man City game a couple episodes ago. That was the biggest one of the lot, I feel. But even so, to be honest, top 10, I'll take that every day of the week. And right now, we're on course to do that. Still on the back-to-back defeats, we had an academy update and a scouting update. And you see our fixtures here for the month of March. As you can see, some big ones, including this one here, FA Cup, last 16 battle away against West Ham in London. So excited for this. Last year, of course, reached a final. This year, we've had 2 relatively tough away ties and now taking on Moyes' side away. This will probably be the toughest of the 3 after getting for Aston Villa and then recently relegated Sheffield United. But I don't know what it is about playing in the Cups, but I must say, I feel very confident indeed, and I think one of the reasons why is because in previous versions of FIFA, and in FM as well, I'm the first to point it out, the Cup, for me, is always something I don't take very seriously. But with this Burnley team in this save, I'm taking it really seriously, and more serious than I've taken it in probably many of the saves I've ever done before. I want cup runs with this Burnley team. We had one last year. We got all the way to the final before losing to Manchester United. And this season is the exact same. I put our strong team against Aston Villa. We thrashed them. I put our strong team against Sheffield United. We made it through. And just like in this one here, FA Cup 5th round, it's midweek. We've got 2 big Premier League games either side the midweek game on the weekends. Yeah, I'm still picking a really strong lineup for the games because you know what? I want cup runs with this Burnley team. I want to make a statement. Look, we're not good enough to break up the top 6, but what we can do is prove we can do it in the Cups. We've been doing it so far. We did it last year, and after Callum Wilson made it 2-0 in this game, Pope made a great save towards the end. I mentioned this in the last episode, but Nick Pope, honestly, is one of the best goalkeepers I've used in this year's FIFA. His shot stopping, his reflexes, his reactions are absolutely amazing. I've being honest, guys, give them a try. I mean, seriously, Nick Pope is fantastic in this year's FIFA, but made it through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, beat West Ham by 2-0. So buzzing with that into the last day for the second successive year. As we continue to wonder, can we get to Wembley once again? Well, we're 90 minutes away from getting there, and after I finished my post-match interview, I was thinking, who have we got in the last day of the FA Cup? We've had some reasonably lucky cup draws since the save began. Have we got another side outside the Premier League? Yes, we do indeed. Bournemouth, the Cherries at the Vitality. Arsenal versus Colchester United, who have done so well to reach the last eight. Liverpool versus the Magpies, and Manchester United versus Wolves, the other ties. Bournemouth right now outside the playoffs, 5 points off Birmingham, who are in that sixth and final playoff place in the Championship. So once again, another Championship side. That's the second of 4 ties in this year's FA Cup where we face a Championship side. We had Aston Villa, our third opponents in today's episode here in the third round, and of course dispatching the Blades in the fourth round. Then West Ham and now Bournemouth. So it's gone Premier League, Championship, Premier League, Championship this season. And honestly, it's crazy to think this, man. When you think about it, last season we had a Championship side in all 4 of the knockout rounds prior to the semi-finals. In 6 of the 8 knockout rounds prior to the semi-final in the 2 seasons we've had Championship sides. That's 75% of the ties that we've had drawn for us have been Championship teams. You know, I am the very first person to admit when I've been very lucky or got a lot of luck in FIFA. You know, of course our cup runs have been great and we deserve credit, but I'll also be very honest indeed. We've had some good fortune in the cups this series so far. Although 4th straight away tie, so Champions of Vitality won't be an easy one, but of course we will be favourites and a great chance to get back to Wembley for the second successive year. And so for the third game even of today's episode was indeed Aston Villa. Took lead early on into the game and there was 6 minutes to go, still leading by 1. Looking to wrap up the points. Hadn't scored a goal in quite a few games. Glad to see him back on the score sheet in this one. Aaron Connolly doubles the lead after Longstaff's first in the first half. Made it 2-0. And again, Connolly and Wilson this season, what a great partnership they've been, man. Of course, brought in Tyrese Campbell on transfer deadline day. But right now, even though Campbell did score in his debut, I don't want to break up the partnership of Aaron and Callum, because these guys, man, are just in sync with each other. Absolutely loving it. I think that's the one thing we were lacking last season in our strikers as well. Yes, Chris Wood had a great start till the ACL. Jay Rodriguez scored an awful lot of goals. Ashley Barnes scored a couple of big ones, including in that FA Cup final. But what we were lacking was raw pace up top. We got Connolly, we got Wilson, and we got Campbell off the bench. Can't tell you how important it is to have those 3 players there, able to run at tired legs all throughout the game and off the bench as well. So 2-0 there against Aston Villa. We'll continue to push for the Europa League spot, though it is looking very improbable now. And for the penultimate game, today's episode 4th of the 5th one here, it was indeed Bournemouth at the Vitality FA Cup quarter-final, chance to reach the semis for the second straight year, and again, feeling very confident indeed. Yes, it's our 4th straight away day in the Cup, but they're a Championship side. I was feeling very confident, and again, you would have seen by my lineup, I still picked a really strong team. You'd think we could probably make it through with a backup side, but absolutely not. That's not how Burnley do it. Not with me. No, we're a cup team. We're not just a league team. We're a cup team. We want to prove ourselves against the best in this competition. And after Aaron Connolly gave us the lead, Jay De Silva, keep getting those 2 mixed up. Jay De Silva makes it 2-0 and doubles our lead right before the break with his first goal for the club since signing for Bristol City in January. So De Silva's first for the club makes it our second in the game, and we are through to the FA Cup semi-final for the second straight year. And again, I'll be the first to admit it. We've had luck in the cup draws, and I'll be the first to admit it. We still got to go and do it though. Even if you get a little bit of luck, you still got to go and do it, and we've done that. So second straight year, we make through to the final 4 of the FA Cup. So as we finish the post-match interview, we'd find out who we've got in the semi-finals of the competition as we advance one day in the calendar. And you see here, Burnley in the final 4 of the FA Cup have got, wait for it, I mean, honestly, with all due respect to Steve Bruce's side and the Magpies themselves, out of 3 teams we could have faced, we get the 1 Championship side remaining in the competition. Honestly, man, EA, FIFA, you're just being too kind to me at this point. You're just being too generous. So, no disrespect to them whatsoever. They're top of the Championship right now in the game. So, a return to the Premier League is imminent and almost guaranteed. So, it certainly won't be an easy game. Certainly not a formality, but even so, Arsenal, Manchester United, or the now Championship side, Newcastle United. You know, I would have much preferred the Magpies, and we've got them at Wembley in the Final Four. So once again, a great chance to reach the final. And again, absolutely no disrespect to them, top of the Championship right now, flying. I think it was Liverpool they knocked out in the previous round as well. So fair play to them for getting there. But we will be firm favourites for it, no doubt about it. And if we fail to reach the final for the second straight year, it will be a choke. If we can't make it through the Championship side, it will be a choke. And for the third tie of 5 knockout rounds in the FA Cup this year, we've got a Championship side. The luck I've been given, I am the first to admit it, is incredibly generous, no doubt about it. So, final game today's episode here aims to make it 3 straight wins in all competitions. Crystal Palace here at home, doing pretty well in this game, 2-0 up, and it's one of those games where I was sort of like in a bit of an aggressive mode. Can't really tell you why, but I was just looking to dominate. We almost conceded a comical own goal through Ben Mee, but really turned it on in the second half. 2 quick goals in the first 13 minutes, and then Josh De Silva in the 63rd minute. So 3 goals coming in 18 minutes there as we put the sword to the Eagles in the second half. So 3-0 the final score, and as you can see, we're still keeping our hat in the ring for a Europa League spot. Chelsea now in 5th with 61 points. We've gone back into our favourite position, 9th. 11 points off Tuchel's side, and also 9 off Arsenal in 7th. It's not over yet. 7 games to go. It's not over yet. But I want to this episode of Realistic CM, guys. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of the Realistic CM as the season is about to come to its close very soon.